me, Renee. I'm back. And as you can see, this is another original tag. This being the sorry, Maggie book tag. Sorry. So Maggie was sadly was a TV series that came out last year on Hulu or Disney Plus. It only lasted for one season because it didn't really get enough viewers, and I heard it didn't really get that much marketing. I mean, I don't know how the market is in US because I live in Norway, but yeah. For my sake, I really enjoy it. Though at the same time, I kind of feel like I don't really know how it could have worked for several seasons because okay, so I like the characters, but like the concept is a will they won't they, and a will they won't they. I suppose it depends on how you do it. Like will they won't they in crime shows can work because you can focus on crime shows, but will they won't they when it's a character based? For me at least, I kind of feel like get together already because well, I suppose it depends on what will they one day is, but like in this will they one day circumstance, they both kind of already knew they liked each other, but they couldn't be together because of reasons. So it's like, no, this can't go on for seasons. So I suppose well, I don't really know what would have happened if it gotten a season two. It hasn't really been talked that much in like interviews and stuff. And also, sadly, like when it was announced that it was cancelled, there wasn't really that much like furor around it. Like people, there was no signing campaign and stuff. So I suppose maybe they thought like people weren't that interested to get more. I don't know. But then again, as I said, I'm not very sad about it ending because yeah, I didn't really feel like it needed to be a season that would go on for years. And also, like, I feel like the episodes that we have are quite good. It's not like I want more because I want like the things that we got were good but not great. We got a great 10, 13, 13 episodes. Yes, the 13th episode ended on a slightly cliffhanger, but at the same time, I'm not very bothered about it. I suppose this sounds like a weird intro to it, but still, like even though I'm not very sad that it's cancelled, I'm still very much enjoying that it exists. And yeah, with me, with tags as usual, I make tags for stuff like to dedicate my love for it, to like show that I love it. So yeah, I kind of still feel like I wanted to do a tag for it. And Maggie being a being a urban fantasy romance because there's romance in it with also fantasy elements, as well as maybe it's more magical realism romance because it's not like in a world with lots of fantasy elements to it, but there's some elements to it. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, here I am doing the original book tag dedicated to Maggie. And in case you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it. I suppose it depends on how you define spoilers, but it's with slight spoilers, but not more than that really. And yeah, I highly recommend check it out if you have Disney Plus or Hulu. And yeah, let's get to the tag for real. The first question is Maggie a character with an ability? Because, yeah, in this universe, the main character Maggie has a special ability. In a TV series, I suppose, spoiler, it's not spoiler, you contain trailers. In this case, she's a psychic, so she can see into the future. When she touches people, she can see into the future. And yeah, so I suppose you could like just kind of choose a character that has a special ability and like ability that's that other people have as well. But I'm kind of thinking like it would be fun, I suppose, if you choose a ability that it's not very common because yes, in this universe, other people have well, yeah, some people have like psychic abilities because we meet some of them in a later episode, but it's not like very common. So I suppose yeah. So here I'm gonna go with Prudence from Prudence, the first book in the Custard Protocol series. And Prudence, she can, sorry, she's a shapeshifter in a way that she can shapeshift into anything that she touches. Or I suppose in a way she's, blah blah blah. She's, what is her name again? Blah 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 You know, give me a little moment. Right, so I couldn't check out, but yeah, it has like a name within like the within the world. But yeah, what it's all boils down to is that she's a shapeshifter, and that when she touches a werewolf, she becomes a werewolf. When she touches a vampire, she becomes a vampire. So I suppose she kind of steals people's shapes in a way. And yeah, I mean, there are other people like her with her ability, but it's not common at all, really. I think it like happens like has happened like maybe 2 or 3 times, like in the whole timeline of this universe. So yeah, it's quite uncommon, and yeah, it's quite fun how it's done here or how it's used. And yeah, also of course, definitely gonna recommend this book. As always, like the books I'm gonna talk about, I'm gonna recommend. Like I don't talk about books I don't recommend. Then the next question is Benjamin, a cinnamon roll. So Benjamin is the love interest in this universe. Well, the love interest. It's a secondary love interest, but I mean, you kind of know from the start that the main love interest is gonna be Benjamin. Oh, Benjamin. Ben. Yeah, it's mainly referred to as Ben, but his name is Benjamin. And yeah, so yeah, he's quite a cinnamon roll. He's not a bad boy at all. He's just a lovely and charming and handsome, and yeah, it's just all the positive adjectives, and definitely recommend. Yeah, boyfriend that you kind of want to daydream about. And so here I'm going with a Lion Boy Onik from the Geek Girl series. He's yeah, he is just a lovely and charming and just so nice. I mean, yeah, he's amazing. So yeah. The next question is Jack and Maria. So they're their parents in this universe. So like even though this universe takes place in a so the main character Maggie, she's in her 30s, so she's an adult, but she lives in LA, and her parents live in LA. So she goes to her parents for dinner every now and then. She has a nice relationship with them. So yeah, even though she's an adult, she has a nice relationship with them, and they're supportive of her in quite a lot of ways. Not always, but yeah, they're mainly like her go-to people, and they have her backs. And so I'm gonna go with I'm just not blanking out, but I'm gonna go with the parents in the Meditator series. I suppose Andy, he's a stepdad, but he's still like supportive. He's very nice. The mom, I'm blanking out her name, but yeah, she has a name as well. And yeah, I suppose she's not supportive all the time, but she is supportive. She's there for her kids when she needs to be. And yeah. And then we have Angel. So in this one, Angel is the he's a mentor character in this universe. He's a psychic as well. He helps Maggie out when she can't really know what to do. She goes to him to like get advice and whatnot. And here, honestly, I feel like it was a bit difficult in anime because I couldn't really think first of like any mentor characters in books. I feel like some like character tropes are more common in TV series than in books, but yeah, I did find one in the end. So we have a kind of spark. So the main character Addie, she has a sister. I'm just gonna double check. You know what? I want to double check. What is her sister called? Blah 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 blah. You know what? Give me a moment. So Addie in this character in this book, she has autism, and she also has a big sister who also has autism. So yeah, her big sister is kind of there for her. Kitty, she's there for her and helping her out with her neurotypical teachers and neurotypical world. And yeah, her sister is definitely a good mentor there, I would say. It is a standalone, I suppose, and Kitty doesn't have like a huge role in this book, but still, I would say she's quite a good mentor for her. And also, yeah, if you want to check out a middle grade autism book by Author with Autism, I would say definitely check it out. Also, it's becoming a movie, so yeah, that's cool. Then we have Liam, Leo, which is one of the side characters in this universe. He is Australian and he's kind of, also in a way, it's kind of like a funny sidekick. He's there and he has his moments, but he doesn't really have a big role in it. And honestly, I kind of, because yeah, sometimes I make tags, I don't really think through it because like I think like, okay, so what's special to this thing I'm gonna make a tag of? And then afterwards I'm gonna like find books for them. It's like, oh, it doesn't really work because yeah, honestly, okay, so I said like to like for Leo I said like find a funny accent character, so like a character with a different accent than the others, but also like a character that's funny. And could think of some characters that have an accent, but I couldn't think of anyone that has an accent and would be funny. So honestly, this one for myself, I skipped it because yeah, I couldn't find a reasonable enough character for it. I suppose if you have a character that's suitable for this one, cool, do it. But yeah, I couldn't find one. So yeah, and then the next question is a little moment. Bleed there. Um, so yeah. Yeah. Next question is Maggie, a book. So just kind of Maggie, like the TV series. So here I wanna a book that fills you with joy because whenever I watch, so I saw the whole of Maggie last year, and I've been doing a rewatch lately, and I'm just so happy when I watch it. And yes, I suppose now I know what's happening, like because I've seen it once before. Still, I think it's gonna be seriously rewatch every now and then because it's just so lovely and you're just so. I mean, yeah, of course it's a world with conflict, but it's also like a world. It's kind of like Gilmore Girls, like there's conflict because you need conflict in any TV series story. But it also like it's a great world with great characters that you just feel like so safe in. And yeah, if you want a like nice comfortable TV series, definitely check out Maggie. And yeah, so a book that fills you with joy. Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. So I read this in December and I love it very much. I haven't really talked about it that much yet on my channel. I probably will talk about it more, I think. uh, but yeah, it's a great story. It's a standalone. No, it's part of a companion series, but I would say you could read it as standalone. It's set in a region in England with fairies, and it's a love story, which is also like slightly of a romance, slightly of a mystery story to it. And yeah, it's just I kind of felt a bit seen in it. But okay, so the main character, she, as you could kind of maybe guess, she has half a soul because a fairy tried to take all of her soul and he got distracted, so he just got half her soul. And because of that, she doesn't really understand the world in the same way. She doesn't really feel things in the same way. So my headcanon is that because of that, the main character is on the spectrum because she doesn't understand the world in the same way. She doesn't always have she doesn't always know what to say. She has often she doesn't really have an impulse, like she says anything that she wants to say. Like she doesn't have a, what's the word in? Yeah, I don't remember the word, but like yeah, when you say everything that you think, like she doesn't have like a screener. Oh, I don't know, but yeah, you probably understand what I'm thinking about. So yeah, me having NLD, I felt quite seen in this book. And yes, I mean, this book doesn't talk about autism or like anything like that at all, but like the way it's described, it kind of feels very close and feels very true to how I feel at least. I would think people probably with autism also feel related to it. Though again, I might be wrong here. I can't say I don't have autism. I have NLD. which is similar in parts, but it's not the same. And yeah, because of me being seen, but also because of this story just being so good. Yeah, it's quite a story that fills me with joy, such joy. Also, it's not like a book with lots of conflict and not lots of action. And I suppose in that way you have more time for just feeling joy for being in this wonderful world. And yeah. And then last but not least question is Maggie. Well, I suppose Maggie. So it's kind of also related to the TV series as a whole. But yeah, Maggie, the TV series, it got cancelled. So, but yeah, as I said before, I I'm a bit sad it's got cancelled because I would want more in this universe. But at the same time, I'm not very sad. I suppose in a way, like if someone, like if one of the screenwriters or some like someone ended up writing books based on these characters, like having it live on in book form or like comic book form, that would be fun. Or I suppose maybe they could just like do a TV movie to like wrap up the small because there are some mm, cliffhangers at the end there. But yeah, if like it was if it was wrapped somehow some way, it would be fun. But at the same time, as I said, I don't really feel like you have to do it. So yeah, here something I'm gonna ask you, and this also it's a bit of a difficult question, but yeah, I'm gonna ask you to pick a book, though I picked several books, but I mean, sometimes you can't stop yourself. But yeah, pick a book that you want a sequel for, but at the same time, if you never get a sequel, you won't be very sad. But like you could like see a world where this book gets a sequel, and you would be quite happy. But at the same time, if it doesn't get a sequel, you also wouldn't be devastated. So yeah, here I have, as I said, a few options. I have Old Magic by Marion Curley. So it's a standalone, and I mean the villain is he's taken down in this book, but I don't know. I just love these characters so much. I kind of just want to see more of them. But at the same time, the way it's ended makes you think like, okay, so I suppose you can kind of imagine them living happily ever after. And if you're gonna write more, you kind of have to have new conflicts, so you would have to things to happen to them. So yeah, I suppose maybe the way the things would happen best this way. If Kate and George end up like cameos in another story by Marion Curley, that would be full fun because then you could like see them hanging out, but not being like the main characters and not being like main people being sad or like having conflict around them. So yeah, and yeah. Also, if you haven't read it, Old Magic, Melancholy, Time Travel, Magic, Curses, you need to read it. Old favorite of mine. And then we have Starry Nights by Daisy Whitney. This one, I'll say, I suppose in a way it's kind of similar to the last one because it's a standalone and it kind of works as a standalone. It kind of also like feels like when you look at this book, it doesn't look like a huge book. It's not a tome. It's Yeah, it's actually not even 300 pages. It's at 270 pages. But still, so much happens in this book. It kind of feels in a way like several books in one because there's just so much action, so much development of characters and everything. And yeah, you just love the characters. You love the cast so much. You love well cast. You love the setting so much. So I would love to see more with these characters. But then again, yeah, as I with the other book, if you would write more, then you would have to have more conflict. And you don't really want the characters to have conflict. So I suppose maybe more of what I'm saying here. It's kind of like more books where you want companion books because companion books you can have the characters from other books show up, but they're not the main characters. But it's still the same world. Yeah. I suppose also yeah, if we got like a spin-off of Maggie, I suppose yeah, spin-off of Maggie with Angel, the mentor character, that would be quite fun. I suppose not sure if that would ever happen. Like a black gay psychic character that's maybe it's a bit too niche, but yeah, it would be fun and like fun way of doing it. I suppose also I feel like maybe Maggie could like do like small sketches or like small movies instead of like having like longer. You could like make small ones now and then. I suppose you could do like psych where you have like movies now and then. Yeah, I don't know. Saying like the one more and the one more. I'm all over the place as usually. But yeah, and then yeah, also have one last book, but I want a sequel, but I won't be devastated. But I want a sequel. Kind of. It is the very secret society of irregular witches. So this cast is just so lovely. I love all the characters. The setting is just so wonderful. It's a small town. It's a mansion house, but it's like it's set in the country, and yeah, just everything. It's just amazing. I want more of them with these characters, but then again, I don't want. But like, I feel like also like there's so many characters in this one. I feel like you could probably do like companion books with a lot of these characters, or like companion novellas. But at the same time, yes, I suppose I could just be happy with just rereading this book. But I suppose with this one, I think this is actually the book I want most to have a sequel, or like a companion sequel in somehow. And also, I feel like somehow also, I feel like actually could actually have a direct sequel because I feel like these characters you could like meet more struggles in the future. We have like, and yeah, because it has romance in it, so I suppose if you had a sequel, you kind of think you would break up the the couple. But then again, you don't because I mean, you can't have so stories where like couples are together, they struggle, they argue, but they're still together. So yeah, and yeah, that's my book tag for Maggie, the TV series. I'll link a link to the trailer down below, and yeah, highly recommend check that series out. Also, for all these books. And yeah, I hope you have a nice day. And actually, I'll see you soon because I have another thing planned soon. And yeah, bye.